welcome to my channel. Sorry, awkward angle. Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome to a stitch with me, which is a little bit different, only in the fact that I'm stitching. My back was a bit too sore for me to then go and commit to a 1.5 hour WiPnChat. So this is what you've got. Some scissors. Some fold-up scissors. I apologize for the sway. It's just until my camera actually settles. These actually scrunch down to look like spectacles. You can put ribbon through. These are sharp. I actually pulled these and slashed my thumbs one day. So be careful even with folded scissors. So these are lovely and heavy duty with the brass finish. You can actually get them with plastic handles. I think the brass finish is even nicer. Now, this is a new project for me. I figured I would do this because it's pretty much colour block for the most part. So, I have picked my fabric. You will have seen, if you're interested in the whys and wherefores of this, this is part of the Nerdy Cross Stitch Appreciation Society Stitch Along. War is the organizer of this. She has created this pattern. Her partner then came up with the animation picture, and then Justin Freeman has come up with the cross stitch pattern. Justin and I have been talking now for nearly a year, because he was a Zelda fan and I think he was asking for feedback, and I love Zelda. And I've actually got the cookbook and we've just been batting back and forward. So part of that group, it's all kinds of geeky things, Doctor Who, Star Trek, all that kind of stuff. And I wasn't going to do another stitch along, don't ask, except that the first letter of this has a TARDIS. Thanks, Justin. So I have chosen this one. This is actually Adobe by Mystic Fabrics. It is an 18 count Ada. It was 18 by 30. I have just chopped off 20 centimeters from the whole piece. And I've just edged it with the plastic because, you know, I don't care. A little bit of the serging overlocking is there. Now the other thing that I've got that I wanted to show you is this stuff. This is a foam grippy thing. My mum used to have this because she was in bed, sick, dying, whatever. And this was the tray non-slip thingamajig that we had. So when it came to line cupboards and things like that, I kind of thought, yeah, I'll go get some. I knew what I was looking for at that point, rather than just a liner. And I end up using it on the couch here. It actually holds my pattern on the couch arm so that I can actually read it. So it's kind of slipping down the couch arm, but I can read it where it is. So I'm going to get my first floss. And if you are interested in joining along with this, it is going to be a word. Chances are the word, because it begins with N, and it's part of the nerdy... 3811, didn't I? Oh. Just zoomed right past it. Because it's part of the Nerdy Cross Stitch Appreciation, it could just say nerd, it could just be 4 letters, or it could say nerdy, it could be the 5 letters in nerdy. I don't know. Now, apparently the trick with this is you pull from the number end of the floss. Okay, it's still swaying, I'm sorry. It's above my head. You can actually see the arm here. This is my flower light when I refer to a flower light. So you pull, I pull the length of my arm and across my body, so I hold it here. And that gives me a good meter. And then I get 1 and I slide it down. This is the trick to this. Slide it down so it forms a bundle down the bottom, and then I snip. This goes back into my floss bag. It is not a floss away bag. These are just normal lunch bags. I don't know if they've got acid in them. I don't know if the floss away bags don't have acid in them. I don't really care. I probably should for longevity, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the environment is stuffed as it is. But yeah, I'll get on to all of that as we go. Excuse me, itchy nose now. I kicked Sophie out. She was actually watching the iPad right next to me. and I've banished her to her room because it was a bit noisy. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. The days. Yes, I lick my floss, and I'm not going to apologise for that. I should probably use a needle threader, given that this is a brand new needle. It's a 26 Bowen, and I think I bought it from my stitch shop, and now because I can't see a bloody thing, I have to put my glasses back on. Oh dear. Right, this is 18 count Adobe. Adobe? Yes, it is Adobe. I'm just going to start somewhere in the left. I'm not really going to be overly fussy. So this is a loop start, just leaving plenty of gaps. So that's where I'm going to start. That's leaving me a good 2 inches. Okay, I do apologise if the quality is a bit ham. I think it's as high as I can go with both of the cameras on, because, you know, it's my laptop and my laptop just does not have the guts. I can see that reasonably well, but oh no. I clearly can't because I've gone and jumped a stitch. This is a good start. My god, people talk about breaking their needles. The needles I've been using must be 24s, because this thing feels flimsy as all get out. Let me just poke that loop, or I'll catch it here and just tease it, and there's a loop start. You probably won't be able to see in any detail whatsoever because my camera's going to be a douche, but a loop start means that I have got no tail, front or back. I've got nothing. This is not about showing off backs. This is all about not having tails to go chasing. So I need 11. 1, 2, and I should be good for a little bit once I get my 11 in. I have not been somebody who stitches for their back, to be honest. I didn't even know it was a thing when I started stitching 20 odd years ago, and it was only when I think Rachel showed her back I kind of went, what the heck, how did you do this? And my friend up in Queensland, she was trying to describe how she tucks her tails in and how she does her thing, because her back on something that she stitched was amazing as well. And it was like, what the hell? And she tried describing it, and I'm going, what kind of voodoo is this woman? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, one more. That is 11. Holy cow, this is going to be so small! Well, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be 4 times the height of that. It's only going to go up to about there. Oh, God, this is going to be so small. Jeez. 18 count. Em has designed this for 14. And she said, oh, and I recommend 3 strands for coverage. And I'm kind of thinking, yeah, okay. I do actually have this, oh, sorry, handy Duvalaki. This is something that you can only get from Yarn Tree wholesalers, I have found. It's a 2-time lens, but because it hasn't got the frame, I think it's really, really good. My stitching shop actually sell them in Tasmania, and yeah, anything else I've looked for on Amazon is not brilliant. It's got the frame that gets in the way, or something. They might be higher magnification, but yeah. Okay, now I will draw your attention, which I probably shouldn't, to the clutter in the background. The clutter in the background is my husband's. I hate it, but it is what it is. So if you see shit, it's, yes. I don't generally like showing off the background in an area, but it is just what it is. And I'm still not able to pick up stuff and put things away, and put the washing out in the line today. So I carried the basket down, I put the washing out when it was done, and then I've been sitting at the computer, and yes, mums, I have probably been doing too much. Go away. I'm okay, I'm just a bit stiff, and I need not to look at the computer screen because I'm going to get a crick in my neck if I do that too. So yeah, what I will do, I'm looking at the pattern over here. I could do it with the pattern on my knee actually. I need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get myself a little color block happening, because there's a funky stitch that I've got to be careful when I count to it. Oh, this is I've gone and moved it. No, there it is. It is. I think this is RachelRaeCraft Ada. It doesn't have the Zygarde pink edging, so it's a little bit stiffer in the hand. And I know I'm going to be going really slowly because I'm stitching in hand, but I don't have a frame. I have looked at the Elan lap stand. Frames are expensive. I could probably get my husband to make one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then drop back down. I might as well stitch back down actually. Just cause it wasn't my intention, but I might as well keep my travel to a minimum. I've got to fill the block in anyway. The other thing that has confounded me with stitching, and I apologise if you're more a diamond painter than a stitcher, but hey, give it a go. You know, it started off with cross stitching, to be honest. What was I going to say? The traveling, yeah, the color blocking, I think, oh, I don't know. Anyway, I'll come back to it. I'm sure the brain will realize what it was saying, and yeah, I'll get there. Okay, it's been weeks since I've done a video. I did do the WiPnChat, and then it released only on Mrs. Coffee's playlist for about a week and a half. Had about, I don't know, 40 odd views from that alone. And then I released it on my channel on my normal Wednesday, and that was, I think, one of 2 videos you had last week. I'm sorry. It is what it is, and I've kind of enjoyed the break, and then unfortunately I've got stuck into the Facebook world, and oh geez, I hate Facebook. It's such a time waster. But there's so many pretty things, and a lot of it is just my groups. It's quite crazy. I wish I could break the habit, or maybe I need to set an alarm to say, get out of bed, bitch. That one. If I've been sitting there on Facebook. I actually got down to something like 34% on my phone this morning because it chews through the battery like nobody's business. Like, seriously eats it. Yeah, it's a bit mad. So, news. I have been on 2 walks. This is probably not going to include photos, purely for the fact that, I'm thinking now, purely for the fact that it means I've got to either go on my phone or go on my computer, which means that I'm twisting if I'm on the computer. I could go on my phone and I could just go to Google Photos, but you know what? I hate editing on my laptop. At the moment, I don't even have my mouse plugged in because my 2 USB ports are busy with the camera to give you a half decent picture. And my laptop cam from the, you know, spy camera that some people actually cover up. It's okay. Right. I have not worked with such a small needle. I have them. I thought I had used them, but for some reason hadn't actually done it. Maybe I found another needle, or one became available because a stitch finished or something. I don't know. So this is quite small and dainty. I'm not feeling too blind yet, although that might happen as well. So there's been two walks, two waterfall walks. The first weekend I was allowed to really be, the first weekend I was allowed to drive after surgery. We went to a place called Snug Falls, and the first day that we tried to go down was a Saturday, and the stepkid vomited in the car because she was overeating in breakfast, and then she had her head buried in her phone, which drives me up the wall. And then next thing I feel this tap on my shoulder, which was very unusual because normally she talks, but she tapped me on the shoulder because she'd already got the vomit in her mouth. So before we had a chance to pull over, of course, she's going for it big time with car sickness. And we get the car as clean as we can. And we go, well, do we keep going or do we head home? Now, she's got vomit all over her. I was thinking of going to the store, getting her an outfit that we could just buy cheap from a clothing store, and keep going. And we decided, nope, the car's going to stink. We'll head home. Thanks very much. We'll just, call it a day. So we travel back home for, I think, 35 minutes in a stinky, spewy car. The windows down. I can barely even knit. Feeling like, it was just horrible, horrible smell. As anyone who's been in a car sick, or even vomited recently would know. And it, of course, had been pancakes for breakfast, so it was milky and it was gross. Sorry for too much information. Anyway, she was fine, and she ended up spending, I think, the next 6 hours, it seemed to be forever, cleaning clothes and cleaning the car. And now at least the car smells like it should, sort of. There's still a bit of a residual kind of stench that I think I've got most of it. She did a pretty good job, and she just kept going and going, and she didn't give up. So, kudos to her for that. And then the next day we went back again. We tried for the walk again. Now, it turned out we did this walk, and it was a steep down and a steep up, and it was like, oh my God. Why did the nurse suggest this as a good walk for somebody who's just had back surgery? It was rough underfoot. There was tree limbs across the path, and tree trunks across the path that we had to duck under or over, and it was crazy. Got down to this gorgeous glade though at the bottom. It looks like something that you would pay a landscape gardener to do, and it was really, really pretty. And then an older couple came behind us and were chatting with us. They had a labradoodle, I think it was. It was an oodly thing. Yeah, they were quite chatty, and we got on the path before they did on the way back up. And I think we must have passed 6 groups heading in. Like, we left early on Sunday morning. We passed something like 6 groups with kids who were coming in when we were going out, and I just walked and kind of thought, oh my God, I'm so unfit. Old bloke behind us, not husband, but old bloke who was chatting with us down the bottom, he's chatting away with his partner, girlfriend, daughter, I'm not quite sure what she was. Didn't seem to know each other terribly well by the stories he was relating, but anyway. They're chatting away all the way up, and I'm kind of thinking, I can't even breathe. How in the hell is he still driving? Or, sorry, still talking. Husband's driving. I don't know where he is. Oh, he's gone to Bunnings. Right. He's gone to the toy shop. Bunnings is actually the hardware store in Australia, if you're not familiar with that. It's definitely the toy shop for him. He's already been to the tip. He's bought a barbecue that we don't need. because it had everything in it. And he bought some PVC pipes so he can do workshop vacuums downstairs for his woodworky stuff. He's made a big bin, he's 3D printed all his bits, and yeah, he's having fun. And it's ultimately to build me a bookshelf down in the hall to put my books on and get them out of the garage and free up some space down there and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, he's having fun, and I think I'm on dinner because I decided to take out some turkey legs. So I'm not going to keep talking forever ad infinitum. I have, what am I doing? I've taken the butter out of the fridge to relax a bit, and I've then, what have I done? I have then ground some herbs and spices, and that's going to be put onto the turkey leg, and apparently a hot fast oven is going to let them crisp. I've got the chicken stock out of the freezer. We had some leftover from Marcus making soup, and I put some into the freezer in ice cubes. I've taken it all. Apparently it's just to moisten the turkey, keep it nice and juicy, and yeah, get the roast potatoes and that kind of thing going when I'm finished with you. So I'm going to play thread chicken in a minute. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish this. Now, one thing I do, which may or may not be good practice, is push this under the top of the stitches, trying to keep said end still coming through the needle. Probably needs to go a bit further. So I slide it through, and then I poke it down the back, and then I push it through some more. There we go. And poke it back up the front. And then I pull it through. And that hides the thread. Okay? And then what I can do is snip. I'll try and talk with a very sharp scissors in my mouth, or needle in my mouth. Snip. The end is at the back. I don't really care. But I could snip it flush, because it's all being tucked in under those stitches, and you can't see it. So I effectively have no tails. This is something that ends up, because I go across the slope, rather than ending up the straight lines that some people do. Yeah, you can't really see. Sorry. Yes, but that was just one of the tricks I saw somebody do, and I thought, yeah, it's not a bad idea. So, all you're seeing here is a bit of just stuff. And then yesterday we went for a walk. We tried to work it with showers in mind. We've got quite a cloudy weekend, but it showered yesterday. It was supposed to be showering from around 2 o'clock, and we went to a place called Silver Falls. Silver Falls is up on the mountain in a suburb of Hobart called Ferntree, and it's where I used to do running training at one point, and it's an uphill track. It's called a pipeline track, where the water from the mountain is basically catchment, and then flows down to Hobart. Flows down to Hobart in this water catchment area, and you get pure mountain water from the clouds. So the pipe is underground, and it's a fairly gentle slope, but some of the pipe is actually fairly horizontal on another track, because it catches from another river. I can't think of what that one's called. Maybe something to do with Lost, or not Secret, but something like that. But you can walk all the way along this track horizontally across the face of the mountain. a mess of this. Hang on. Let me concentrate. Problem being, I can't see the damn thing. God. I'm getting old. It sucks. Oh, this is nuts. I really should be using a needle threader. Good God. Okay. Now, I should have... No, I'm not there yet. So I'm going to just catch that loop. Go in where it's coming through. Give the tail a little tug to get the curve out of the way. And carry on with the row. Where was I? Yeah, so we went to this fall. It wasn't a long walk, it was less than 2 kilometers, and yeah, it was nice. It was soggy. And as I was mentioning to my friend, she goes, "Soggy?" I said, "Yeah, it was wet underfoot. We were in the rain shadow, but it wasn't raining as we were walking. It's the middle of summer and it was quite wet on this path. It was quite weird. Although in saying that, when I lived in this area, I think I got my washing out twice. I think I've told you at some point in WiPnChats before. Because of this rain shadow, you can't get your washing dry outside. So yes, it's all kinds of mental. But that's okay. And I was saying to Marcus, I said I wouldn't mind living up there if I knew that there wasn't going to be a bushfire through and I had views. I really miss my views that I used to have over the water. Like big expansive sky. We were probably at a similar elevation to here, but it was a big expansive sky and there was, no traffic, that kind of thing. I just missed that peace and quiet. But it was, 25 minutes out of the city in order to get that. So that's not going to happen either. Yeah, so last week, Tuesday, I had booked an appointment to see the optometrists because my eyesight was just like, I'm losing my eyesight. I couldn't see street signs. I couldn't read stuff, not on my phone, but I couldn't read things with the reading strength in my glasses. These are multifocals, so the trick with the multifocals is you can focus here for reading. There's a tiny skinny bit here that kind of transitions, and then you can see up here. So there's a great big swathe of these glasses that are actually useless to me. I hate seeing with blurred vision. I've had 20/20 vision with all of my glasses up until this. So hate it with a vengeance. But when I'm stitching lately, I'm finding I can't see the damn thing. So I'll pull it up to here, can't see anything. So then I'm looking under with normal eyesight because I need to, yeah, it's just like, ah! So I just pulled a pin and made the appointment. And I have new glasses ordered, 2 new pairs because my sunnies are getting upgraded as well. I normally get 2 for 1 kind of. I don't know if they are even 2 for 1. Anyway, getting two pairs, and that will help now. Where I've got one more, gotta skip one. Okay, we're good. And then I've got to go up another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's another blip. The confetti through this is a bit... That's not too bad. But these little pale sparkles, this is the 5200 is going to be confettied through the pale blue. I think it's supposed to look like planets from what I've seen. I actually was very tempted to use somebody's picture, and I really hope that the pattern doesn't have enough detail in it on my enveloping of the floss, because I would hate to be giving away the pattern. I'll see how I go. If I need to, I can always put an image over it that's even more fuzzy, because I'm not going to have this done by the time it's edited. Okay, so I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, 1. They're not even. Apparently, floss has a nap of how you stitch it and get tangles or not tangles. I don't think that matters when you're folding the floss over like I do, but just in case you're interested, I'm just going to give it a bit of a roll on my fingers and get that kink coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, last one. 5, just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. I could have put this on Pattern Keeper. Pattern Keeper has just got so much better in this last year. It's incredible. I have my Harry Potter finally on it. I've been doing my Dark Queen of the Sea on it, because everything's electronic and you just load your PDF into it and it's just like, oh gosh, this is just awesome. So yeah, if you stitch, get Pattern Keeper. It is a game changer. Excuse me, tea. And it's cold. Who was it that had... somebody's got a mug. Stitcherista has an Ember mug. Not that I'm going to pay. She said $100 US for it. Like. But it keeps your drink hot. And it charges a bit USB and all that kind of jazz. Yeah, that would be awesome, because I rarely drink my tea. Apart from the fact that during the day I drink the buckets, the big mug, which is like a mug and a half of tea. Yeah, I just don't drink it hot. Maybe I should make smaller mugs. I don't know. Either way, my tea is usually cold by the time I actually get to drink it. When it's hot and it's the perfect temperature, I really wish it would stay hot at that temperature for much longer. It is just a sweet spot. And hubby, for my birthday back in September, it'll get here some year, he bought me a brew tea maker. I know you're kind of thinking, why, when it takes, 3 minutes to make a tea? Anyway, this thing is supposed to be automatic. You can set it on your phone to brew you a tea, and it will do it to the perfect temperature and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I did think about bringing it to work. I did think about getting 2 and having one at work and one in the home, but I could, set it here on the couch and, just go, I'll have a tea, thanks. But I don't know if I can preload tea bags or how the hell that works. I don't know. Or if you've got to set it. I mean, I can put sugar in the mug, and I'm not going to put milk in the mug and leave it there for extended time, but yeah, honestly. We've got a little kettle, and it actually boils in 3 minutes. It's really, really good from that point of view. So it's not like it takes an age, you know, it's enough time to get the milk and put it in the mug, put the milk away, put the sugar in, put the tea bag in, you know, kettle's nearly done. From a current point of view, I can actually do my physio in that time, which is kind of handy, and it's a bit of a reminder for me, hey, do your physio. So I have actually done that on occasion. And then, yeah, I set a timer on my watch, bring the tea in, and just take the tea bag out at the table and put the tea bag on the spoon. You know, stops it dripping everywhere. And yeah, I squeeze it out when I'm taking it out of the tea. You know, but yeah, having the tea maker could be a slightly fun thing to have. Yeah, we were supposed to have smart kettles, but the first one died, or the first one got killed. Marcus needed to get a refund on it, and this replacement died, sadly, because it was a brilliant kettle. It was, you know, 1.5 times bigger, and it had a light that lit up, and it was clear, so the kids got to watch the kettle boiling. This one that we've got is clear too, but it doesn't have a pretty light. It's just functional, it's small. The only thing it's paying for is pasta, because it's so small you have to do some more. Oops. I went down instead of going to the side, so I can now go to the start position. That's all. These feel like very small lengths. I could nearly go longer, because I seem to be getting through it. Again, this is my first time working 18 count. It really is tiny. It's going to look quite delicate when it's done. But like I say, it's 5 times high as it is wide, and this is just the bottom of the capital N, the back of the N, I suppose. So it'll be cute. And it doesn't need to be big. The whole thing is just like, hey, it's just a little bit nerdy. Hopefully the genres in this are going to be things that I do enjoy, all of them. Because if somebody was suggesting, like, they actually said, oh, what Discworld, I think, was suggested, and I kind of went, I've never got into Discworld. Terry Pratchett's a little bit too weird for me. But if it's like Star Wars, not Star Wars, if it's Doctor Who, and Star Trek, maybe even if it was Star Wars, what are the nerdy things? I don't know, something with UFOs, maybe, like X-Files, I don't know, what other nerd kind of, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I could do a Marvin, that'd be kind of cool, or just the thumb for the hitchhiker. Yeah. Don't know. I don't know where this is going to go, to be honest, but yeah. I was sold on the TARDIS, and hopefully it's something I can either, I've gone and done it again, suck it up and do it and finish it, or I can give it to someone who really is a nerd, or a little bit more nerdy than me. I've got a friend of mine who actually lives up in the top of Tasmania, and he puts the funniest Facebook posts ever up. He is quite tongue-in-cheek, and he's just hilarious. He's only young, and I think he's hit 30 or something. No, he can't be. Oh, he could be. Could he? No. Or is he just turning 40? Anyway, it doesn't matter. He is much younger than me, and love him and his wife to bits, and he's got the 2 cutest kids. And, you know, he'll be kind of going, oh, what am I going to do? You know, my wife has walked out on me, and blah, blah, blah. How am I going to cope, you know, as a single dad for the next 5 hours? He's that kind of funny humor. if you're into that kind of humor, and I am. So he put a post on Facebook today saying, how do I get some peace and quiet where I don't get found by the children? And then he links this link, how to search this, it was a Google link, and it said how to disappear and leave no trace. And I went and I followed the link, and it was deadly serious. This guy, who used to be what was called a skip tracer, a private investigator, who will hunt you down until he got a bit sucked into something and decided to flip. And he now helps people hide or disappear. And he's basically kind of going, and I read this whole article about how he helps people disappear by saying that you can't just disappear. You can't just pull yourself off the internet and or the world and just vanish. He said the best way to disappear is to actually set false trails. And he's talking about all of this, if you want to hide, you travel across the country, for instance, you get yourself on the grid there by having credit checks done and checking out apartments and buying property or getting all this, so you're leaving a trail somewhere. And then you get your utilities ordered and never fully connected. So all of this expense well away from the home zone will eventually either stop the stalking or will put them out of pocket for, an inconvenience. And I'm going to hide my tail again because I'm down to the end. And so he went on though, and he was talking about a woman that he helped. I think he called her Julie. And he said, she had been abused by her husband. He had beaten her. He threatened to kill her when he got out of prison. He actually called it the Grey Bar Hotel or something like that. It was a brilliant analogy for jail. So yeah, he helped her hide. He set up appointments. He let the trail down, and she is still safe in whatever place that she's in because of the tips that she's followed from him. And yeah, the jailbird hasn't found her, and she's safe, and that's the best part of it. I think it's on the back, and excuse me if this is going to maybe depress you or whatever, but this is on the back, I suppose, of a friend of mine who was talking about a historical rape and the attitude from a troll. That's all I'm going to call them. The attitude from the troll was, just say no to a guy who's going to rape you or gang rape you or repeatedly abuse you and potentially kill you. Well, my friend has been quite open about her sexual assault. She's had therapy over the years. It has completely screwed her up. It happened on a day that she would rather not remember. And because of the day being what it is, she is always reminded of it. I don't know what the outcome was for the jerk who did this to her, but she was raped and strangled. She said no. And just this misguided belief that just saying no is going to stop you getting raped. And my friend said that, I'm 5'6", 55 kilos. He was 6 foot tall or over 6 foot tall and over 100 kilos. How am I going to defend myself against a bigger and stronger? Now, I used to be able to beat my ex in a wrestle. I cannot beat Marcus. He's much stronger than me. He's got more know-how than me. We don't play fight like I did with my ex because, we have arm wrestled. The last time he arm wrestled me, he actually had me in tears. But his lesson wasn't to put me in tears. The lesson was to show me that I actually had the chutzpah to endure the back pain, because I had been kind of saying, I can't do this. I can't keep going with this pain. He lives with chronic pain. He's not, you know, a lightweight wuss by any stretch of the imagination. You know, and he was trying to support me as he does. But, yeah, I know I'm not going to beat him in an arm wrestle. I mean, I'll certainly give him a bit of run for his money, but I've got to hope. He's so much stronger than me. So yeah, and he's lighter than me. It stinks. He wants to lose weight, he just doesn't think lose weight. I want to lose weight, I've got to starve myself, run mountains. Yeah, it got ridiculous. I feel like I'm starving myself currently, and it's not working. My weight has stayed the same. I don't know what I'm going to do, but at least now I can start walking and getting mobile again, and I'm starting to twist, so I'm going to put my legs up. Yeah. But no, I do definitely need to get more mobile. Sorry, just checking time-wise here. And then I need to find where my little blip is going to go. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's there. Alright. No, I'm recording. Oops. I've gone the wrong direction. Okay. I will go down. I'm actually going to go under. This is a pain if you're ever frogging. I frog how I stitch. So if I've forgotten how I've stitched, it's never going to come out. Slide in that under. Yeah, so my new glasses won't get here for another couple of weeks. I might be back at work by the time they arrive. And then I've got to get measured for them, make sure they work, and I'll be good to go. Yay! But yeah, I'll finish up here soon and start getting veggies ready for dinner. And we'll start getting back into our usual routine. We should have had pizza for lunch, but we didn't, so we might have that for dinner tomorrow. Yeah, start getting kind of back to normal-ish. I still can't... No, it's actually a month. No, I've gotten 2 more weeks of restricted use. And then I can start doing more. But, to be honest, I've got to pace myself anyway.
That'll be a new skill.
Yeah, I don't do that. I can't do housework for 6 weeks. Yeah, I've already done that. Can't go to the gym for 12 weeks. I don't go to the gym anyway, but it means that my training as such is going to be limited to walking and physio. So yeah, that's fine. I'm not a gym junkie. I'm not a runner. I just don't do any of those things. I can walk, and I'll walk after work. We're looking at potentially putting money into an e-bike so that I can ride. don't know if I'll do to and from work or what I don't know what we do. The hill coming home is the worst part. And needing to have my uniform is the other thing. So, hang on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5 up. So I am going to travel to the corner. Get back into my block. Yeah, so I don't know. Gotta figure it out. I need to do what I call incidental exercise, but it needs to be part of the routine. So what I had been doing before my back went was actually walking for half an hour after work. And any other incidental walking then was a bonus. And the half hour may have grown, but then my back went to the point where I couldn't walk, and then I was off work anyway. So I've got to get myself a bag. I've got bags. I've just got to organise it. Get myself a backpack rather than a shoulder bag, and put my stuff in there. Keep it to a minimal kind of thing. I was thinking of having a office knitting project or crochet project. I don't know if I'll do that because that's a sedentary thing. I could do the lunchtime walk, you know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm actually going to go back. Sophie's probably fallen asleep in the beanbag. That's why she hasn't come running out. Yeah, there's that. So we may go for a walk during the week again. Just because we've got no appointments, we've got time. I think we've got the weather. Yeah, don't know where we'll go. We'll see how we go. My knitting project, Metamorphagus wrap. That was from the Harry Potter Forbidden Fibre Hogwarts thing that you saw over the 12 days of Christmas. Sorry, just looking at the light. It was glary. And that looks amazing. I would love to be able to stitch it on the couch. Some of it is like I don't have wing room for knitting, but it's also my in-car project. But it's never going to happen if it's just my in-car project. So don't know what I'm going to do with that. The stitches are awesome. The colors are incredible. I have recently uploaded or reposted on Instagram because, excuse me, the kit is actually available from Forbidden Fibre now. You don't have to buy it as the Harry Potter 12 Days of Christmas. So if you're keen, go and check out Forbidden Fibre on their links on Instagram. And if I can remember, I will try and put it into the description. My stitching's it's not brilliant. I don't think I'd be ever able to model stitch, but it's okay. It's okay for me. Depending on how big this actually ends up, I may end up putting it into a picture frame. Oh, I've got one more. We'll see how we go. The plan would be to go to the discount stores and buy a cheap picture, or go to the tip shop even and buy a cheap picture. We went to the tip shop yesterday because again, Marcus bargain hunting. He was looking for the pipe for his bin vacuum thing, and just looking at the tip shop at all the junk that was there. Mind you, somebody bought a lobster pot. There's a lot of lobster out there. It's selling quite cheaply at the moment.
Mine is cray pots, yeah.
Or cray pots. It's basically a wooden mesh pot. It's huge. Anyway, this guy bought a cray pot for $40. That's nothing. I've got two friends, married couple, anyway, friends who go down to the big peninsula down on the east coast, and they holiday down there. They've got a shack or caravan or something, and they have recently started putting out cray pots. Well, they both caught crays this weekend. He got 2 in his, and she got 1. You have to have a license. You have to have a boat to be able to go out and set it and all of that kind of jazz. But yeah, they caught cray for free.
Holy cow. 5 downloads. It's only been up for an hour or 2.
That's Marcus talking 3D stuff.
We're ready to join it. More downloads than any other.
So yeah. But no, we went for our walk yesterday. We didn't get fish and chips because we finished so early. Done it again. So we may go out during the week. Who knows? Let's see where we end up. He wouldn't let me get donuts for International Donut Day. That ended up in a big discussion about going out and spending budgets and
like you've got one.
overspending. Like he was talking about. He was talking about me going to the floss shop and not going and just getting one skein of floss, but coming out with whatever the heck I wanted. And then coming back with donuts, of course, as well, which wasn't in the budget.
Says he, coming home.
Yeah, says he with the Weber barbecue for $20, and he's got beer, and he spent more money on the beer than he would have done if he bought a carton.
Yes, except
Dear.
I looked at the forecast, and I'm safe till Friday.
Oh God.
I know. I literally leant on the block, or the pallet of slabs.
Mhm.
I looked up the weather and I thought, well, it's 24, 25 for Friday, so I'm safe. I can go get away with 1 beer a day for the week.
Oh, it's not stinking hot for the week.
Yes,
right.
That's right.
Gotcha. We live in air conditioning anyway. It's like
No, it just feels hot.
It feels hot.
Feels hot. Yes. I feel it in my bones.
Right.
And that makes me thirsty.
Oh God. Have you had your pills?
Oh.
That would be a no.
See? Thirsty and sore.
Mm.
Yeah. And forgetful.
Hey, yes. Dear. I have to remind him every day, multiple times a day, for his pills. I'm going to finish this, and I'm actually going to say goodbye to you guys too. Okay. So I've got a little bit more of a tail this time. So slide it into the made crosses. Yeah, to be reloading this 3 times in that tiny little block, it's like, oh, what the heck. It seems to be a lot of chopping and changing. Alright.
Oh, it's going off. Refresh the page. There's another one.
That's good. People are 3D printing.
My highest peak.
So there we go.
There's been 3.
Okay.
Now I've hit 6.
So I'm up to... I'm not going to show you... Right. Look, most of this is just one colour. Here. So I'm up to here already. I'm nearly halfway up. And yeah. It's a bit big piece of fabric. It's fine. But yeah, the N is going to come to round about there with the TARDIS in this part of the N, so it's really not big at all. So that's N. It's going to finish right there. It's going to have a big chunk to be cut off. So, yeah. It's not going to stand out hugely. I might backstitch it. We'll see how we go with the rest of the colours, but a bit of fun, bit of nerdiness, to be honest. I will potter along. Because I have this flower light, my flower, because I have this, it means I can stitch in the evening when the light's gone outside and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Now, do you remember seeing the little tubs? They're little, where have I got it? Might be in Harry Potter. Somewhere? That's not it. I'm trying to feel for the scissors, and I'm sure it was in this. I know, plastic bags are a thing. See, non-slip mat in this as well. It's not in here. Oh, you know what? It's probably fallen out because I've got a hole. So it's going to be on the couch. Somewhere. I'll find it. Anyway, it was a little wax kind of pot. Not very big. But I put my orts in it. My tails. Sure, it's not in here. That's got my TSA approved pendant thingy-majiggy. But yeah, I was keeping my orts. But I think it's gonna have come out that hole. Yeah. Alright. I need to get a new bag. I am seriously considering not using these now. And getting proper, I don't know, mesh pencil cases or project bags, or even making project bags, but it feels like a lot of work. So we'll see how we go. Of course, it could be in the back of the couch. Not feeling it there either. It sits with my white scissors all the time. Anyway, packing this up though is just like popping the pattern in. And fabric. And floss. And the non-stick pad. All of my kits have these. You know, so that they are all independent. I've got the scissors in all of them, and that's it. That's my grab it and go. I can throw that into my car kit, like, you know, traveling, anything, that kind of thing. So yeah, and they wipe clean. This one had forbidden fibre written on it because that's where I started putting the floss initially, the yarn, and I think I ended up using a bigger bag, the old peppermint purple bag. So I think no, my paisley pearls, that was my previous knit project for the car. So, you know, they're pretty good from the rough around. It's mostly dry. I think there is a hole in it, but it keeps things mostly clean. And they're big enough to be able to hold the A4 pattern in its sleeve and all that kind of thing. So yeah, there you go. There's those. I will find where my ort thing is off camera. Finish my tea and go and get dinner. But yeah, these bags, they're heavy duty bags, but this one, it's been knocking around for quite a while, to be honest. It's the Harry Potter, which has been on for a year, and I haven't finished. So that's going to go in the bin. And we'll get restarted. And then I've also bought, where is my floss? Oh, there it is. This needs to go in here. This is what I'd run out of for my envelopes. But it's getting there. I do need to show on a floss tube all of those progress bits, and yeah, you get to catch up with all of those then. And there has been lots and lots of cross-stitch progress with me being bedbound and everything else. Alright, take care of yourselves, please. Hopefully you have enjoyed something a little bit different with the angle and all that kind of stuff. You've hopefully enjoyed maybe me just stitching along, which is a little bit different, and yeah, it's not like you had to watch anything while I was chatting away. So yeah, hopefully we will get back to normal transmission in the next week or two, and yeah, I'll get my videos up and running and get the routine just ticking along as I can, and yeah, we'll get back to life as normal, and yeah, then I'll be back at work and have no time to do any craft. Yay. See how we go. Alright, yes, thank you for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye for now, and see you on the tubes. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.